So what you're looking at here is Isaac Sim 5.0 running in a scripted mode, so essentially just from the code behind, and I'm running it in visualization mode so that you can see the camera is just rotating around. Kind of seems simple, and it is actually a fairly simple task, but the more interesting part is that I'm actually publishing that topic over to RViz and other places. And what we can do with that is a little bit cooler, because then now I can subscribe to that topic and I can do all kinds of things with it, just like I would do in Gazebo or in an old Isaac Sim 4.5 and below. I'm able to now take a look at those topics, and I don't think that's been published yet by NVIDIA now that we're open source, but I think it would be a good thing to publish for the community to get out. And for the first time, I'm actually just going to publish the code. Please don't ask me how to do things with it, but I will walk you through how it works now. Okay, so obviously I've been vibe coding lately. It's the way to go. But here we'll kind of walk through what's happening. So I have several scripts, and we're going to go over them. So let's walk through a little bit of what was built here. First thing is to get the camera rotation working via code behind. There's some basic steps you always want to follow. You want to set up the simulation app. In this case, I'm able to pass in, whether I want ray trace lighting and whether it's headless or not, and I kind of, then here we're just rotating the camera and initializing Isaac Sim if we're just going to go off and make the camera move. So this is quite simple here, just adding lighting and just to show that the camera can move, and that'll be in the source. I'm also giving out the source for this. Next thing, and there's a kind of guide to just visualizing the entirety of the source if you wanted to do all that, using OpenCV, installing Jazzy ROS bridge, and selecting the image topic as RGB. You also can get depth out of this. I'm not showing that currently in the demo that you're seeing here. You're not seeing the depth, but you can also get depth out of this as well. So this is how you install and use, and I'm also including shell scripts so that a lot of this stuff is much easier as far as setting up your ROS2 bridge, Isaac Sim DDS that you going to use for a COM protocol. All of that's on here, so you can take a look at the readmes. I have several readmes for different purposes. You can take a look through all the readmes to kind of understand exactly what's going on. There's the work in progress whip readme here, and then I'm calling this final, but it's really not. It's going to be a moving target, because obviously the simple things are you'd want to be able to take this and attach this to a real live robot in simulation. So this is just part one of X number of parts. I think that maybe the next one, what I'll do is I will take the SO100 arm, drop it on the table, and then allow you to manipulate the arm in simulation as well. So this is just demonstrating what happens if you're using ROS2 Jazzy on Ubuntu 24.04. And you can see there's the camera topic. And let me grow that so you can see it's fairly almost zero delay from the images that I'm posting, and I'm only publishing 1 image per second intentionally here. So definitely you want to operate it at 30 frames per second or more, but I'm doing this intentionally so that the eventually the idea here is that this camera is spinning 360 degrees, so it's kind of it's rotating around on a kind of like a stationary center point, and then it's kind of just rolling all the way around, showing different points, 360 degrees. So the math, if you're interested in the math, in the rotation, here it is. So basically, it's rotating X, Y, and Z, setting a perspective, and yeah, so it basically does kind of that kind of rotation all the way around. And I have launch scripts here so that you can you know, go off and this is actually just echo. That's not too interesting, but here running the camera, here's essentially a launch script. It's just running the camera node for, you know, given amount of time, and so you can use this this script, or if you just want to run the camera node, you just run, you know, Python 3 camera node and you're set. And then in this one, it's operating the camera and the ROS bridge and setting up the action graph. So you're able to kind of, and then also publishing the camera info. If you look back at how this is built, you'll notice that the ROS camera, this is in a can I see that while this is running? Probably not. Yeah, I'm trying to yeah, there's not a good way to, in headless mode or in app kit mode, to actually see these different nodes that are built up. But these are just basically the nodes that you need to run the ROS camera. So you need on tick. As a matter of fact, if you look at the instructions for running the camera, here you go. Let me grab it. 1 second. I was afraid that was going to happen if I did that. Okay, so you'll notice that running the camera is a matter of you know, publishing these particular nodes. But another way you can do that is with OmniGraph, and you can publish in the same way. So instead of publishing the camera from essentially the inner workings of OmniGraph, the way I'm publishing the camera is through OmniGraph directly. So I'm just saying create this node, and inside of this node then set those same settings. Okay, so I think this is good enough. There's lots of descriptions of what's going on here. I'm actually posting the code, which I rarely do. Please don't ask me for modifications to this code because I'm fully moving on to the next thing. If you have any problems though, you should be able to look in here inside of these readmes to figure out your problem. And if the problem is further bigger than that, then I suggest you go over to this website here, and there's an issues list which I frequently look into myself, and try to see if any of these, I've gotten past all these issues, but if they did exist, you know, why they might exist. Like for instance, this one I have not looked at yet for the Apple Vision Pro, but that's actually on my list. Good, I think this is a fairly sizable video, so I'll cut it here, and maybe the next one we will look at either looking at the ROS topic, because as you might have noticed here, there is this Isaac test, and this is a ROS package that I haven't built. If you build, you'd see the build in all the files that come in build, and there's actually not a node in here. But in the next one, or maybe the one after that, we'll create a ROS node, a publisher or subscriber, and actually probably a subscriber and then a publisher in the same node. And what that will do is look at this topic. You can see here that's an RViz, but if I ROS topic list, you can see that I'm getting the camera info, the RGB in depth, all of that, the TF of the camera as well. So I can look at the image raw and have the camera feed come all the way up. But I'm just opening this in RViz and you get the same thing. Okay, I think this is a fairly sizable video. Please like and subscribe. Subscribing is quite important these days. I'm trying to get the word out that I'm doing a lot of open source work in robotics. I'd love to help the community out and advance us all. I think a couple of years from now we'll have robots everywhere. Thanks. Have a good one.